Hello and welcome back to the Healthy-ish Home. I'm your host, Ainsley.
And I'm Gerardo.
And we are here to talk to you guys about all things health, fitness, nutrition, relationship, all that good stuff. And to encourage you to ditch that all or nothing mindset.
And our goal here is to help motivate, encourage, and inspire you on your own healthiest journey.
Yeah, so let's just dive into it. Today we are sipping on and reviewing Celsius Live Fit. We've been drinking this all week long, and we'll let you know what we think at the end of the video. So, yeah, 2026. How the heck did we get here? That seemed to have flown by way too fast.
Way too fast. I agree.
Yeah.
It was like it feels like we were just talking about this year and this year's goals and what are we going to do to hit those goals, and now it's just all gone really quickly. Especially right now, after the holiday season, it's like go, 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 and it's like, oh, New Year's plans, get back into a routine.
Yeah, definitely especially if you have a break like me and the kids and I do, it's like, okay, jumping back into that routine can be tough. But luckily I kind of somewhat didn't stick with my routine, but created a new routine during break that still hit all my goals. So that's good. But yeah, so it's the new year. People are probably making resolutions, super motivated to make changes, just want to do the whole new year, new me kind of a thing. Yeah. And I want to encourage our audience to not get stuck in that trap. Like, make smart, sustainable goals. And one way to do that is
literally how you said, SMART. The acronym, and we'll jump into that, what it means right now.
Right now.
So S being specific, there, that you hear a lot during New Year's, like, I want to lose weight, I want to be healthy. Just very broad stroke goals and resolutions for the year, where the opposite of it, you want to be very specific. I want to lose 5 pounds. I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to lose an inch around my waist. I want to gain an inch around my arms. I want to be able to run a mile comfortably. I want to be able to run, a 5K. Getting very specific is really good.
Yeah.
And then measurable, what kind of ties into it, of being specific and measurable kind of, go hand in hand.
Hand in hand,
that we can actually track it, because you can't, hit anything that you're not tracking. You can't manage it if you're not paying attention to it.
Yeah.
So being able to measure your speed, like let's say it is a mile, you're actually running a mile and figuring out what your time is, and you're like, okay, I want to improve it by 1 minute now, rather than I just want to be faster.
Yeah, making sure you're running a mile is so huge. Because remember before when we thought just running around the block was a mile, we actually had like 8 more meters to go.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true. When we actually measured it out.
8 more meters is like tough. Once in your mind, you're like, oh, no, that's the mile mark. And you have to change the mile mark. So that's just a little tidbit.
Well, just like you want to get stronger, but you don't count anything that you're lifting. So how do you progress if you're not even measuring how many bench or any sets, how many reps you're doing of what weight, if it's just a random, when you go to the gym every time.
Yeah. What's next? Obtainable?
Yeah. Figuring out what your attainable goal is, whether it's losing weight or gaining muscle or getting stronger
or faster,
or getting faster,
doing a 5K.
Yeah. Are you going to be able to actually do it with your busyness of life or with your work schedule, being able to, handle your kids or whatever it is it going to be attainable? And figuring out how
you're going to obtain it.
How you're going to obtain it, exactly.
Which leads into the next one.
Would be realistic.
So is your obtainable goal realistic?
Right, exactly. And a really good analogy or example of that, like let's say you want to get stronger and get fit and get healthy, but you have only 10 minutes a day that you have free time. Realistically, you can't have a goal of going to the gym twice a week for 2 hours. That's just not going to make sense. It might sound good in theory, but it's not realistic for your lifestyle.
Right.
And then the last one, in a timely manner.
Okay, that's not, so for one, hold on, back it up. So realistic, okay. If you want to get healthy, you want to lose some weight, you want to get lean, or you want to gain muscle, whatever your physical goal is, okay, if going to the hours, if that's not, what's it called, realistic? What would be realistic?
Right. So that would be different for each person. But like, say you are the person that I only have 10 minutes a day. Well, let's say out of 7 days, a realistic goal for you would be 5 out of those days, I'm going to use those 10 minutes to do one lift or one exercise movement. And it's might not seem like a lot, but for your goals and for your lifestyle, that'd be a more realistic plan than something trying to compare to the like, oh, I'm going to do somebody else's workout plan, somebody else's workout style. But that's realistic to them. So you got to kind of like figure out what's best for your lane. And last one is timely, being able to actually have a time frame to hit your goals. You know, a lot of times it's like, I want to lose weight or I want to get faster, but there's no time frame, you know, so it can be like, oh, I'll just do it later or I'll get to it eventually. And then 2026 goes by and you're like, oh, wait, I didn't hit my goal of, you know, doing this X and X and X, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Because you didn't put a time frame, you didn't put a date on there. You didn't, you know, do the baby steps of like, okay, the next 2 weeks I'm going to do this. The next month I'm going to do this. The next 3 months I'm going to do this. So that's a very important part of it.
So do you have a SMART goal in mind for 2026? So like for me going into 2026, I'm already working on, we talked about our previous episode where I'm on a cut, trying to lose some fat to show the muscle that I've been working on all year long. Because I know I have it, and I want to kind of show it, you know? And that's just something that I want for myself. So I'm on a cut. So yeah, my goal is to lose a pound a week.
Yeah, and I guess for me, it's not, I haven't locked in a time frame. Excuse me, I gotta sneeze or something.
Or it's more like a pound and a half because by June I want to have lost 40 pounds. So I do have a time frame, and I'm doing it with the cut, and I'm doing it in a safe, healthy, and manageable way. And I have you as my coach looking out for me. So there's that.
Yeah, so you have the whole specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Where for me, I'm still working on my timely, I guess on mine, because I want to gain ideally 20 pounds. Of, you know, not just pure muscle, but just weight.
Yeah.
And I know some of that's going to be fat, some of that's going to be muscle, but that's the number I have in my head. I think it is attainable, maybe for a year. Be great if I can do it in 6 or 9 months. But I guess trying to figure out what's realistic for my goal. But yeah, I would like to gain weight. I would like to gain 20 pounds in a healthy, you know, lean bulk.
Yeah.
I just haven't locked in if I'm like, okay, do I do that? Try to do that in 6 months. You know,
Well, we have to.
that'd be like 5 pounds a month.
The first step would be to weigh yourself daily and see what you're putting on in the next couple of weeks, and then you can like multiply that out to see how long it would take it sticking to your current
just
program.
Like 2 pounds X amount of time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just got to get more, I guess, more realistic in the timing and what my pattern has been for the consistency that I've been already doing. So yeah, that'd be my individual goal for the year.
And I also want to run 3 miles comfortably, pain-free, and not feel like I'm dying at the end of it. Because I do have the hopes that we do a High Rocks in the near future whenever they come back to California. But
well, I'm in San Diego.
San Diego, yeah. Well, even in right now, there's nothing in California. When we looked.
This one in LA, I thought.
No, not when you looked. You said Las Vegas.
Oh, did I say
That was
Las
the
Vegas?
closest one.
Oh, okay.
They just left Anaheim, I think, like a month ago. So I don't know.
And the schedule's not completely out yet, and we have to keep up with that. But it would be, that's a joint goal.
But the first step is like, you can already run pretty comfortably. I want to be able to run comfortably. And the goal eventually will be to keep up with you at your pace because we're running the race together. And then strength goals are a part of that. But I feel like my weakness right now is running. So continuing my strength training, obviously, but also just trying to improve my running. And maybe we can set a 5K in the future.
Yeah.
Just for funsies for us to go do.
Yeah, which would be a good, short-term goal, in the near future, because we don't know what High Rocks' time frame is. So yeah, that would be a good joint goal to work up to.
And luckily, both our individual goals are similar, and they fall under the fitness nutrition umbrella. And then our joint goals are also nutrition-based. And of course, we're a family. We have financial goals and all this other stuff.
Right.
But they're all. What do you say for a New Year's resolution? Let's not make we have our list, right? We know each other. We have our list, but let's name it. Like, and
Oh, yeah,
we
yes.
came up with consistency.
Yeah,
right? Is
so
the
it's your
name.
one word goal for the year,
Mhm.
and it's consistency.
For us, yeah.
For us, and that is very applicable to a lot of the things in our life
Mhm.
that we want to improve on and hit our goals. Is having the consistency.
Yeah, we want our podcast to grow.
Right.
I would like by the end of the year to have our business up and running, but all this stuff takes consistency because we're laying down the foundation already, I think, and we're just trying to build onto that, which I think is really good.
Definitely, and not everybody is married to an amazing person and has a family, and we get that. So for the individuals out there, if you're trying to hit these goals, luckily we have this joint unity where we have very similar lifestyles, goals, and interests. But let's say you are an individual and you don't have anybody in your immediate circle that wants to do a triathlon or wants to go to the gym, then find a club, find a group. Go, on social media and see what's around in the neighborhood. That way you're surrounding yourself with people who are like-minded and will help keep you accountable, which is, I think, the big thing on us, where our dynamics and our partnership, where it's like you were just talking about the other day or yesterday, that you didn't want to work out, but you knew I was going to work out. And I was like, are you still good? Like, let's go do this. And you're kind of fighting it.
Really, yeah. Yesterday was not fun for me.
But you did it anyways because of accountability. And like you're saying, if I wasn't already going to work out, you probably weren't going to do it. But because I was, and I was asking you about it, I was, keeping you accountable to like what you said you were going to do, you followed through.
Yeah.
And for individuals out there that don't have that at home, go have a friend, like ask a friend, hey, do you want to do this Spartan run with me? Do you want to do this High Rocks with me? Do you want to run a marathon with me? Do you want to go to the gym with me 3 times a week?
That's actually how we met. That's how we fell in love. I asked you, do you want to run with me to do this race? We ended up not doing the race, but I was like, do you want to run with me? And you're like, yeah. And that's how we started hanging out. So yeah, so don't be shy. Like, maybe it's not a friend, but maybe it's a coworker that and you've known for a little while and you kind of know they're into fitness. You can ask them like, hey, I'm looking for someone to do this with me. Do you want to do it?
Right, which happened organically with me, which was really cool, where I had a coworker, because I would share with people like, oh, I'm training for a triathlon, because people would ask like, why are you biking to work? I'm like, I'm just trying to get some more exercise in. I'm training for this triathlon, and one of my coworkers was like, oh, I really like biking. We should bike together, which was like a nice little surprise because it made biking way more enjoyable to do it with somebody. And it was like an individual goal of doing a triathlon, but he was helping me on one part of it. Yeah. Which was, you hit me up and like, hey, do you want to go biking? And I'm like, yeah, totally, let's do it. And it was another accountability, made it more enjoyable, made it consistent for me. So that was, find that for yourself. And there's so many clubs out there for all types of interests now, so you don't have to try to do this goal on your own. Yeah. Like we know the stats of like, when you do a new goal and resolutions for New Year's, so many people fall off that boat.
Yeah, because they lose motivation.
And they're probably doing it by themselves. Yeah. They don't have the accountability. And they're not hitting all these other, SMART goals. Yeah. SMART goals.
Yeah. Because if you make a SMART goal, you make it obtainable, you make it timely, and then you're tracking it. Because part of having a SMART goal is it's measurable, it's trackable. So by having SMART goals, you will be more likely to follow through on whatever your New Year's resolution is.
Yeah, and I would say on top of that, I'm trying to find goals, because I know for me I guess it's been a couple of years where I had a goal of doing a triathlon. So I did all this work, and then I did the triathlon, and then it completely stopped because I hit my goal, and I was like, okay, now what? But I never came up with a sustainable. I didn't come up with a goal that incorporated a good system, where it kind of goes back to like, I just want to like be healthier. Like, well, that type of requirement to do that triathlon was probably a bit much to do year round for all the time forever. But I could have modified that goal after I did the triathlon to stay consistent to swimming once a week, to, biking once a week, running here and there, instead of completely falling off.
No, it didn't completely fall off though. You trickle down and we're like, okay, well, let's find a gym closer now that, we're not, then let's do this together. So positive stuff did come out of it.
Well, we had a pivot, but it wasn't.
I get what you're saying.
It wasn't in my mind. It wasn't in my mind afterwards. I was kind of like in a limbo of like,
what to do next.
And
if we weren't who we are, it would have been really easy to just fall into bad habits probably. But we pivoted and we found a gym closer and we started working out together.
Right.
Okay, so you make these goals, you have these resolutions. They're SMART, so they're specific, they're measurable, they're obtainable, they're realistic, and they're timely. You have all that going for you. Let's take it one step further and make it a little easier. How can we set up our home environment? This is from that amazing book. What's it called?
Atomic Habits.
The Atomic Habits.
James Clear.
So how do we set up our home environment to encourage us to reach our goals?
Right. So like I know for me, something that's helped a lot being consistent, because I'm very on and off about taking my vitamins, taking my omegas, taking my turmeric, and being able to place all my vitamins already pre-sorted out in a place that's very visible for me, where I see constantly, will be a good reminder for me to like, okay, I need to take my vitamins. Okay, so that's an example of the vitamins. Another one that I do, so in our home environment, I could keep my kettlebell by our workout equipment, but
it would make sense, yeah.
Huh?
It would totally make sense.
It would totally make sense.
Yeah.
But instead, I keep it in our bedroom. And I know it's kind of weird and out of place because it's just there. But it's one of those ways I try to be consistent with my mobility, and I'm using that to get into deep stretches. Or sometimes I just don't feel like going outside and working out. I'll do something small inside. And because it's there, there's no excuse for me not to do it, because I don't have to go anywhere else. And I just exercise for a little bit. So I purposely did that. And that week that I didn't have the kettlebell inside the bedroom, I didn't do those hip mobility, ankle mobility stretches that I had done for quite some time. And I was like, oh, it's because I changed my home environment. Like it was gone. It was out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
So these are little things that you can do for yourself. Like let's say
or
you want to get better at running.
Yeah, okay, running.
Like the night before, set your shoes and your clothes and everything that you're going to have ready for the run the night before, and have it visible. And that's setting up your environment for success.
Yeah, I get that. I can relate to that, not necessarily in the home environment, but when I am working, I bring my workout clothes with me. I will change once I get off work. Before leaving work, I'll change into my gym clothes. That way, I will go to the gym. If I don't change, people are like, oh, why don't you just change at the gym? If I don't change before I leave work, I'm less likely to go to the gym, especially because I changed my routine recently from morning to afternoon gym sessions. And, I really don't like it. I don't like going in the afternoon, but I want to get my workout in, and I enjoy it once I'm there. But if I don't bring my clothes and change into them at work, then I won't go.
Right. And that goes back to that book. If you guys haven't read the book,
it's a good book.
Check out the book, especially when it comes to New Year resolutions and staying consistent with habits. It's like, I think it's probably a book everyone should read. Maybe even
regardless,
just to help achieve your goals. Because it's a perfect example of habit stacking. Like you're already going to go to work. And let's say you did have to go home, and then you're at home and you're like, okay, that's a chance for you to derail yourself from not going to the gym. But you bring all your stuff with you, you change so that you're in the mindset, okay, I'm going to go to the gym. And you do that consistently instead of being, I'll just go to the gym sometime today. You're putting it right after work, and before you used to do it right before work, These are very specific time slots that you're stacking the things that you want to do, which is great.
Awesome. Well, I think that's all we have for you guys. Let's dive into what do we think about Celsius as we did all the research right before this podcast. So you guys know that we're looking for an energy drink. Cleaners, I've been saying the word cleaner. That's probably not the best word for you. We just want something that's been third-party tested, that has clean ingredients in it. We started off this series with Bloom that we love, but it's not third-party tested, and that bugs us. So instead of what I should have done in the beginning was make up a list of drinks that have been third-party tested, so I'm not drinking them and then finding out that they're not or they are. So that's kind of silly of me on my part. So I just been picking up random energy drinks from the store.
Well, not random.
To try.
Well, clean. But clean doesn't necessarily mean third-party tested.
But you think that would have been drilled into my head by now. So we got Celsius. We're actually liking them a lot. We go to research them, and there's all this because all I knew about Celsius was it's like one of the OG clean energy brands. Like they're the first ones I think that came out and were like, hey, we're clean. But then after researching them, there's a lot of drama there.
Yeah, a lot of controversy.
A lot of controversy about Celsius.
Yeah.
That I was not aware of. And then going to try to find out if they're third-party tested, there's this thing that we're not pro athletes, so we haven't heard of it, but it's what, NSF?
Yeah, NSF certification.
Certification, which is a type of third-party testing, which I actually really like and I'm going to look more into. Yes. But so it's like a stamp of approval, and it's like it's one of the top tier. Like I said, it's the top. NSF is like the top tier testing. So we're reading all this stuff, and then weirdly it pops up that Bloom was third-party tested.
Right.
But then we research it more, and it's like, no, yes, no, yes. I think one of their drinks might have been tested by NSF, but just one of them.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. Just because, like, Celsius, Live Fit
might be, yeah. I mean, it is.
Live Fit is third-party tested, but that doesn't mean other versions of Celsius are third-party tested.
Right, yeah, it doesn't mean all Celsius drinks are third-party
So
tested.
it just sent us to this little rabbit hole spiral of, like, we're like, what? And then Google kept giving us different answers, so you can't always trust Google. Sorry,
right.
Google. But so it's like,
Google and AI. We had both our phones together. We're like, it is third-party tested. It's not third-party tested.
What yours said it was, and mine said it was. We look at it right side by side. Bloom is, Bloom isn't, and we're like, what? And it's confusing because one of their drinks are third-party tested by NSF. And has that stamp of approval on it, but not any, just one of them. I think it was just one of them.
Yeah.
And then we figured out you can go to the NSF database, put it in the drink, and it'll look for it. And it'll look for it. Because even if you Google like, oh, what drinks are NSF, the list is very minimal, and Celsius wasn't even on the Google list.
Right.
So then we went and searched the database, and the Live Fit ones are tested by NSF and have their.
And then of course there's the label, but the can might not have the label of NSF certification, but also you can also look at the actual packaging.
Yeah, because that was driving me nuts. I'm like, there's nothing. It doesn't
say anything about it.
It says it's kosher. It says it's gluten free. It says it's vegan and non-GMO. But so that was
confusing.
We took an hour before this podcast just to discuss what
do you believe, because there's a lot of inconsistencies out there. Mm-hmm. And just like you said, you can just look up. It might say yes, it is third-party tested, but it might be specifically talking about a specific line in the brand, but you might think, oh yeah, it is third-party tested, so all their drinks are third-party tested, but that's not true.
Yeah, so it's, and what is the third-party tested? And then we're like, there's a whole tier of like, what is? So I think we're gonna go off of NSF and go from there. But it was so interesting. But besides all the third-party test confusion, let's rate the drink.
Yeah. Okay. 3, 2, 1, 8.
No way!
No.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Now that I know it's NSF approved, stamp of approval, that influences me a lot. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I just want what's going into my body to be.
Right. Well, that's the whole dive of like consuming something on a regular basis, and you're not getting third-party tested, and so you don't really know what chemicals are actually going in your system because they're not being tested, especially for heavy metals or. Like how the whole controversy with these where the caffeine source was like coming up in drug tests and they're like, no. And then they, made an amendment. They're like, oh, it's okay. Yeah. It's fine. But you don't know until you know, and it's very easy just to go to any thousands of energy drinks and just get a random one and say it's okay. But not actually having the certifications is like, oh, this is important.
And I like that we can look it up now because like I almost was like, let's just stop doing this because we got that one Google search that said, oh, yes, Bloom is third-party tested. I was about to be like, okay.
Let's just go back. Yeah.
I trust you. Let's go back. And then, no. So I like that you can look it up in the NSF database, like what have they tested and what has their stamp of approval on it, which is really cool. So, so I like that this specific Live Fit Celsius
sparkling version
is NSF certified, has been tested and approved by them. So... And the flavor, like I said, it's very similar. It's what we were looking for. It has a slight bubbliness. So it's sparkling. The flavor's good. The energy's there. Like you said, it
woke me up.
It woke you up earlier. Yeah.
It took away that tired feeling that I was really hoping out of all the other energy drinks that we've had. Or this one, and it could be because it's different source. It's 200 milligrams.
Yeah, it's not
but
green
from
tea.
guarana seed. Well, it has green tea extract, but this guarana seed is what the whole controversy Was all, it started everything. Maybe because it's coming from a different source, maybe I'm feeling it different, or because it is higher milligrams than what we were used to.
Yeah.
It gave me exactly what I was looking for, where I was kind of foggy and tired until like, I don't know, got home like at 12 o'clock. And I drank one and it just woke me up. I was like, this is what I've been looking for. And it's been nice. It's a good flavor. And it has a little bit of the carbonation that we were looking for.
Yeah. So we like it. It's hitting. The only hesitation was all that confusion when we were reading about it. Like, oh, athletes aren't using it because it's bringing up these negatives on this test results and all this stuff. But this specific Live Fit, like I said, is NSF certified. So this is up there. This is a possibility. I think the other ones we've been trying, we weren't going to really go back to. So I think this is a possibility for the future.
Yeah, and it's kind of in our price range.
Yeah. You can get it at Albertsons too, which is always convenient.
Right.
Instead of ordering online. Yeah.
Huge plus.
Huge plus.
We'll let you guys know though. We're testing a couple more.
Yeah.
And we'll let you guys know what we think.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in, guys. And as always, we would appreciate it if you can like, share, and comment on these videos and just help get us out there. All right, guys. We'll catch you later. Bye.